Hi, I'm Rob Collins. I'm a singer-songwriter. Maybe some of you heard my songs, seen some of my little videos. This is my first, I guess, quasi-live on door dashing, which is something I thought I would never, ever be doing. Kind of interesting. You make pretty decent money. I mean, you ain't getting rich for sure, but keeps the chew in my lip, it keeps the gas in the tank, and strings on my guitar, you know what I mean? So, I guess as an introduction, I'll just start at the last major event that put me kind of where I'm at. So, let's see, 2020, in March 2020, I was involved in a big bunch of bullshit. Turned into me shooting a guy, self-defense, and yeah, he succumbed. And a couple days later, cops showed up, took my car, took my truck. Didn't find any evidence in there, and so they cut me loose. And I walked away from where they grabbed all my shit. And a whole weird world opened up. And found myself on the back of my bike, 2005 FXSTI Harley Davidson Softail, on my way to Kansas at the behest of my attorney. And they hadn't pressed any charges, so I wasn't absconding or running. I just, it was not a good idea for me to remain where I was, if you get my drift. Town is a small town, 25,000 people or whatever. And, when a body drops, they fucking notice. So, yeah, I had to get the fuck out of there. So I split. I went to Kansas. And I went to work and whatnot, and was doing all right. And then one day, I had bought a truck out there and still had paper plates on it, and the paper plate was expired by one day. I had the metal plate, but I hadn't put it on yet. And so I leave my job and I pull out and I'm driving, and all of a sudden I see these lights up behind me, and I'm like, okay, they got me for the paper plate. I got the plate right here. So I pull over, roll the window down, hang my license and insurance out the window, waiting. And I hear some muffled sounding yells and shit. And I look in my rear view mirror, or side view mirror, and they got 4 lanes of highway shut down. I don't even know how many different kinds of cops they had, but they seemed to have a lot of them. And I kind of poked my head out, and I said, hey, you guys take your paper plate violations pretty fucking serious, don't you? And he told me to shut the fuck up, keep my hands on the outside the window. And they all had their guns drawn. And told me to shut the truck off. But I said, I gotta move my hands. And he said, okay. I shut the truck off, and I opened the door as they told me to, and I backed up to them, and they tossed me on the ground and they cuffed me up, and I was charged with premeditated first-degree murder with the use of a firearm, discharge of a firearm to an occupied structure, conspiracy to commit murder, burglary with the use of a firearm, and destroying or concealing evidence. So 5 Class A felonies and 1 gross misdemeanor. And they let me call my son, who happened to be out there, and he come and got my truck, and I went to jail. And for the next 110 days, I stayed in jail in Riley County. Yeah, I fought extradition because I needed a little bit more time to, get my money up. I liquidated some stuff, and I had some money in the savings, and sold off some stock, and paid my attorney back in Nevada, and went ahead and got extradited back to Nevada. And I was there for a while, and then through my great attorney, and also not saying a goddamn thing to the cops other than fuck you, I was able to plea bargain all that down to involuntary manslaughter, which carries a maximum penalty of 19 to 48 months, which was pretty dang good considering my original charges was life plus 75 years. And anybody that, thinks it might be bullshitting or whatever, Google that shit. I ain't hard to find. Anyways, so I got sentenced to 16 to 48 months. And I served 33 months total. Was released July 10th, 2024. And went from having house and cars and trucks and tools and money and all of that to having 1 perforated laundry bag, 1 pair of state shoes, 1 pair of state pants, 1 pair of state shirt. You get my drift. Everything I owned was in this little gunny sack, as it were. And I've been trying to recover from that. Obviously, going from all of those major charges down to the probationable Class D felony. They're wrong about how they perceive things happening. So, self-defense. And what I didn't expect is that, that 33 months at the top of my resume missing from my work log for my resume, drawed questions, and then the background, of course, comes back with that, and it don't take much but a quick Google search in the area I was at to hear all about it. And all the stuff that was on the internet from the sheriff's office was a bunch of bullshit. But that fag even showed up at my parole hearing an hour away via video conference, and don't let him out, he's a menace. What a bunch of bullshit. Anyways, the whole thing sucked. A dude lost his life. I guess 2 guys lost the life they had. One, was over, and mine is, I don't know what the fuck's going on. But here I am, sitting in the parking lot of Kentucky Fried Chicken, waiting on a DoorDash order so that I can go pick up my $6.85 to keep dipping my lip, strings on my guitar, gas in my tank, And I never thought I'd be here. But, you know, tragedy and heartache and all of that shit makes for good songs, man. Got a bunch of good songs. And I'm starting to record them now. I just finally got all the gear together, finally. It's all, well, as you can see. I don't think you can see. Let me see what I can do. Guitar, a whole crate full of a little mixer board and some condenser microphones and a mic stand and a laptop. And with that, well, you know how it is nowadays. Everything's digital, everything's pretty friendly, artist friendly. So I've been posting up songs and I've been recording and I'm working on shit, and I just got off parole and I got nothing left here. So here soon I'm gonna be packing this car up with a little bit of bullshit that I have in my life and coming to coffee shop, open mic, bar, honky tonk near you, possibly, depending on where you are and where I am when I get there. In the meantime, I appreciate everybody stopping through. I appreciate the love I'm getting. And I'm 51, you know, so I got more days behind me than I got ahead of me. And I'm planning on making this shit count. I can sure use your help. I don't need much, just love, support, you know. I got a GoFundMe out there floating around if anybody wants to help out a little bit, because I got nothing. But somebody told me, you got a do-over. And I fucking was irritated by that at first. But the more I contemplated, I don't owe anybody anything right now. I don't have a credit card debt. I don't have a car payment. I don't have, you know, I got no obligations. All the obligations that I had from my 21-year marriage. My 4 children from my marriage. One who passed in 2011. Even before I went to prison on this, you know, they're grown. I fulfilled my obligation. I wasn't perfect, but I was there, and maybe I did get a do-over. I don't know. We'll see. But check me out. Hit the like button. Check out my songs. Reverb Nation, all of that. My link tree's out there. I don't have all the information sitting here. It was kind of a impromptu, long-winded little video. Apologies for that part. Love you guys, and hope to see you out there.